molded their business to be run as a human management system instead of business management, and this has helped them to flourish and succeed. Before Sister Norma comes up here, just one fun fact she was sharing with me. At the age of 16, she was going through a very hard time. She was pretty depressed. She was in her mom's car, and she was feeling really sad and upset. And at that time in her life as a teenager, she used to listen to a lot of disco music. She can show you the moves. And Swami actually appeared to her in a vision, dancing to the disco music, and he lightened her heart. So without any further delay, I'd like to ask Sister Norma to come and share with us her experience in serving the community, Light of Love. Please welcome her.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I brought my bag because this to me is a Hard Rock Cafe bag, and it actually has the year of my birth, 1971. And being from the United States, this particular Hard Rock symbol is very much something that Americans hold dear to their hearts for a good reason. The love all, serve all resonates in our American heritage. So I want to share a particular song. I won't sing it, I'm just going to mention the title. It's actually a Christian song from Hillsong. Hillsong is the group, and it's called So Will I. And there's a lyric in it that says, when you speak, 1,000 failures disappear. When Sai Baba speaks, when God speaks, failures disappear. At the age of 16, my childhood, going up to teenage years at that time, I didn't have role models to really look up to. And I actually left the education system because I was very dissatisfied with the knowledge that I was receiving. In America, that's called dropping out of school. And I did such a thing, and that is the reason why I was feeling depressed. I didn't have, again, that I was searching for. I didn't find it in the schools, so I left. And that is when Swami came to my life. Now, Swami came to my life, but I didn't take his teaching seriously until I was 21. From 21 onward, been continuously to this age, which I am 49 now, taking his teachings every time I possibly can in everything that I do. So one can consider or think of my life kind of like failing, but there's no such thing, because in failing, that's practice to eventually succeed. So this idea of perfection in an imperfect world is completely irrational. There's no way one can be perfect in a human form, yet we are perfection in divinity. So taking Swami's teachings, my husband, myself, together, because he, as you're hearing me, my life, his life, could also have been considered a failure. His teachings, Swami's teachings, which is what we're here to represent, his values, can be represented in everything that we do. It does not mean represent his form. When we are valuing his life, learning from his way of doing things, like he did in India, he created social programs, he created jobs, he gave himself to all of us with love, He united people together. It didn't matter what they were wearing. It didn't matter that they looked different. It didn't matter that they spoke different languages, that they prayed differently. What mattered was that inherent in every single one, there is divinity. And when we truly believe this, when we know for sure that this is what we are, there is no doubt that we will serve whoever comes in front of us, regardless as to what they're wearing. So, in our business, what we have done, Obamacare is one step to get us close to free healthcare. We're insurance agents. We realized, we need to get involved in this. We needed to hire people. So in hiring people, we considered, let's hire those that no one wants to hire. We hired people that were considered homeless. Well, to me, you're never homeless. You're on earth, it's God's home. But again, homeless. So we hired some of the individuals that were struggling, and we, through the example of love, they have to feel it. You can't talk to people about love. You talk to people about love, but you are not vibing it, you're not showing it, they know you're not real. So you have to give love. You have to be love. So if they come to you with tattoos, if they come to you with problems, if they come, whatever that may be that is different from you, you love them because they are you. And they will know and they will feel it. And by that example, they start to shine. Because everyone is God. I am God. I have no problem in saying it. I am God. And everyone here is God. And so when people come, and it's easy to say it to all of you because, God, we hear this constantly. But when you tell it to someone who's never heard it before, you have to be a little careful. But when you say it to them, you say it in you are a child of God. And you are here because He placed you here. You don't need anyone's permission to be yourself. And another thing that we do in terms of these leadership classes, she was mentioning them. In the leadership classes that we give is be yourself, because see, in being yourself, then you'll know what you're gonna need to work on. But if you're not yourself, if you're attempting to imitate others' spirituality, way of wearing clothing, way of praying, way of whatever success you believe success is, you will not be able to analyze, honestly, who you are. And you will fail. But it's okay, right? Failure? Because in failure we succeed. So we make mistakes, that's fine. And eventually we understand, we learn, we become better. But if you're not being true to you, you are limiting your experience. We're on earth to learn what we need to work on. So we can't be afraid to be ourselves. There's a quick story I want to share because I don't have that much time. The young lady that melted my heart, her name is Priscilla Gamboa. And she's the reason why I decided to get back in growing our business. We had scaled back, and Obamacare, yes, but she was the main reason. Again, homeless, a little bit overweight. Nobody wanted to hire her. She didn't have skills. But my God, that young lady has a huge heart, amazing character. I could just feel it. And she loved. You could feel that too. And those are things that you cannot train. So when people like this come to our office and we see them caring for others, I say, you can't train anybody to do anything. It's difficult to train character. So these are the individuals we look for. In our office, you will find, because of this love between employee, employer, or between Swami and us, because of this love, people are not afraid to make mistakes, to let us know that, you know what, today is not a good day for me, I am not doing well. And the employer's like, okay, let's talk about it. Let's work this out. Because in doing this for our employees, we're helping them also be good to our clients. And the clients feel it. When our clients come to our office, they have said to us that it feels very comfortable in there. And it's insurance, guys, come on, like that's ridiculous. Who feels comfortable with insurance? But here we have this amazing unity of people loving each other. It's okay to love yourself and love others. And that is what Swami has taught me. The transformation from the depressed teenage at 16 years old who dropped out of school because she knew that the education that she was getting was not getting her where she needed to be. I was rebellious, I was whatever you want to call it, but it was the right thing to do. Back then I didn't know that, and I got criticized for it, and I felt down because I was following my heart. But I learned to stand up for my heart. I learned that I must and will do what I must do to follow that heart so I may be able to serve. Because that's all this is about. We're not here to be served, we're here to serve. We as women do that every single day of our lives. We're constantly serving. We are servants. And we should feel very grateful to have the opportunity to serve. Grateful to be able to be in this amazing organization of service. I'm going to end just really quick with something that happened to me about a year ago. I got diagnosed with cancer. And I had to go through a very hectic experience. They took a lot of organs. They had told me I was going to have to do chemo. But I learned that I have to follow my heart. And then my heart said, no chemo. And my heart said, go to that doctor. And my heart said, do it this way and do it that way. Completely opposite from what doctors expect one must do to survive. So I went ahead and I did that. And I remember during this whole period, I was like, Swami, what's going on? Heart to heart, Swami comes and speaks to me. Which, by the way, I never went to India to see him. That's the other wonderful thing. It's a magical thing. Swami actually came to me in many different forms. And so he said to me, you will be stronger after all this because we have a lot of work to do. And I said, yes, Swami. And that is what I'm basically here just to share with you all. There's a lot of work for all of us to do. Every single one of us has a calling. Maybe there's a doubt. Maybe you don't know. I'm going to ask you, don't doubt. Be. Allow your being to be. Because when we walk into a room, that's who we are. Human beings. We are be. Awareness, love, peace. All these things are within us. So that's pretty much all I wanted to share with all of you. I love you very much. And maybe we all hold hands in spirit and continue Swami's mission. America needs us. We're here for a reason. And we have to share his values, not so much his form. Sairam.
What a wonderful way of showing us how to allow the light within to shine through, looking past the physical appearances and loving all and serving all at a whole different level. Our next speaker is Sister Radha. Sister Radha is going to share with us a project that's called Soul for Sai. She has been an ardent devotee of Shirdi Sai and got married into a family of Sathya Sai. And through her journey, she has learned to embrace Sai and his teachings. She has now led many service projects, including an EHV into a preschool and her sewing projects. I'll now welcome Sister Radha to share with you Soul for Sai.
Offering myself at the lotus feet of our beloved Bhagavan. Sairam, all of you. In East Brunswick Center, when kids have SSC and adults attend a study circle, we also have an ongoing sewing seva, where it all started with a group of women. They learned how to do baby caps and they made baby quills. Their dedication and their consistency and their persistency, it attracted a lot of women, and the projects they did attracted a lot of women, and it evolved into a huge group, working ladies group, where we are able to do various projects and help the people around in our society. We learn how to do baby caps, baby blankets, scarves. We learned to crochet, knit, different skill set. But the people who walked in, they don't know how to do anything. Their love for Swami and the willingness to learn made them learn those skills, and they were part of a noble cause. I asked, you know what motivates you to do seva? I asked my sisters, what motivates them to do seva? For some, they want to be a part of a noble cause. For others, it is like they have a nice feeling. When you do seva, you feel good about what you do. And a sister said, I know I love to crochet, I love to knit, I love to teach people, and whatever we make giving to a person who is in need, it actually makes her feel happy. And aunt was telling us, who is 60 years, she was telling, I'm thankful to one of the Sai sisters. She taught me how to do crocheting, knitting, and she thought at this age I can do something. Each has their own reason, but it's Swami's love that connects all of us, and with our unity, we were able to make a difference in someone's life. So there are a lot of things Swami says on service, and through his discourses, through his lessons, through people's experiences, we learn whatever he says, and we try to apply wherever we go, even including sewing seva. When we make a baby blanket or a baby scarf, the material we chose is like recipient friendly, the texture, the quality of the product. And when the finishing, it should be really beautiful, because it's not giving to a person who doesn't have or cannot afford things. It's an offering to Swami. We make sure each of these things are taken care. If we had to redo a blanket, we wouldn't hesitate. We would redo a blanket and make it as perfect as possible, because whatever we give in the name of Sai, it reflects our organization. When you do a good job, you say, oh wow, Sai Baba devotees came, they did an awesome job. When you do an average job, they say, Sai Baba devotees came, they did like this, they spoke like that. Our words, our actions reflect on our Sai organization. So when we do anything in the name of Sai, we always have to make it a point and watch what we do and how we conduct ourselves. And in this beautiful journey, Swami has given us a lot of experiences. I would like to share a couple of them with the respective of time we have. What we started was like a handful of women. It's like 25 people. Now it's going. We do workshops across in New Jersey. We teach other centers how to do these baby caps and all. And we also do workshops in retreats. So the purpose of the workshop at retreat is so that these skills, people take it to their centers and help their local communities. So during one year, it so happened that one person came with a bag of 50 caps, and they offered to the coordinator. Then he was very pleased. Oh, these workshops are going well. People are making it to good use. He was happy. In the conversation with the lady, he realizes that the caps were made by her child, who is autistic. And when we heard the story, how an autistic child was able to do those 50 caps, it made us feel so good, because we do miss a lot of program at retreats. We have a lot of speakers coming from other side of the world, but we are here teaching people how to do a cap. And the beauty of this is the little child, it's not only helping him for his fine motor skills, they're learning how to do a cap. He's doing his own sadhana as well as he's making a difference in other child's life. And in the year 2015-16, the printer and publisher of Sathya International Organization, he placed his annual report at the altar of Swami in Sundaram, and in an envelope before he wants to take it to Prashanti Nilayam. The envelope was fully smeared with a lot of vibhuti. And people were very happy that Swami has blessed this humble effort by the SSIO organizers, volunteers, leaders, and everything. And when I was reading that article, every sevak has one yearning. At the end of the main objective of any seva is how we become closer to God. So like that, when I was looking at that article, the first thought comes to me, Swami, they are so blessed, Swami. And I was telling to myself, we are ladies, we are also doing something, Swami, in the name of seva. Did we ever please you? Did we ever make you happy? It's an earning we all have. And with that thought, I don't know why, I didn't go through the report, and I was just asking him, and I just left it off. Days passed by, and after some time, one day I was after a few months, I was catching up with a sister. She was in the middle of the conversation. She says, Radha, did you get to have a chance to look at the annual report? I said, no. Yeah, Swami bless Vibhuti and all for them. They're so lucky. And he says, I'm so happy to see a sewing project in the International Sathya Sai Organization annual report. Sewing project in International Sathya Sai Organization report is something I never dreamed of, or we never thought about it. Our earnings only to win the grace of Lord. No other, we never have any other agenda or anything. So Swami takes care of your inner earning even before the thought even arises. The beauty is that it already was taken place. I was just saying after when everything was there. That's how well our Swami takes care of our each and everything in our life. And many people celebrate birthdays. They do when they're turning 16, they have a huge party, a lot of things. Some people buy nice gowns, some people do so many wonderful things. There are 2 girls in our center who decided to do 16 baby blankets for Swami. They learned how to do baby blankets, and they did baby blankets. You can see a lot of pictures of how our seva is done. And when we make something, we nicely wrap it up and give it. Like when it's during Christmas time, we wrap it up nicely and we label them as we give a gift for a friend, not like as a donation for another person. And I will just go through the pictures and I can tell you how it goes. Yep, put in the picture. Okay. You can see a lot of workshops are also being done. The workshops like how to do a sewing, how to stitch a baby blanket, and how to make a baby cap. We conduct workshops as and when necessary, so many people can participate, because we want kids to participate, we want teachers to participate, we want everybody to take those and do at their own convenience. So we did workshops and also to make so everybody can participate in that seva and be part of this noble cause. I sincerely thank Swami for giving this opportunity. Seva is a means of reaching God. Choose whatever way you want, so we can all become one step closer to God. Jai Sai Ram.
So this is the perfect example of using the skills you already have to do service. You don't have to recreate the wheel. What an amazing way to take your skills and skills in your center into the society and make Swami happy. So thank you, Sister Radha. And I know few families moved from New Jersey, so I sent it to Orlando. They've taught our SSE class this sewing, and so we are also doing a little bit of sewing in the SSE program as well. Our next speaker is going to talk to us about Code Orange. Dr. Supriya is a board-certified general pediatrician working at a medical center in UCLA, and she's also an assistant clinical professor. Supriya recently completed her term as a regional YA coordinator and is currently serving as a Region 8 medical assistant director. She's even had the opportunity to serve in the Haiti disaster relief and often takes part in medical camps and serves in the General Hospital in Puttaparthi. Please welcome Dr. Supriya, Code Orange.
My most loving pranams at the divine lotus feet of our most beloved Swami. Respected elders, dear sisters, a loving Sairam to all of you. It's nice to see so many youth here. I actually remember close to 15 years ago, I had a chance to visit the super specialty hospital in Puttaparthi. It's truly a temple of healing, and I had a small desire that I wanted to be a doctor and work in Swami's hospital. I was an engineering student at the time, so it was a total change in career path, total change in courses, but I really wanted to work in Swami's hospital. And 15 years later, he let that opportunity happen. I was able to work in his general hospital as a pediatrician. In my humble opinion, I feel it's true. Swami does not call the qualified, but he qualifies the called. And I am so grateful to him for calling me and for qualifying me also. Now, for those of you who haven't had a chance to visit Swami's hospitals, they are beautiful structures, temples of healing. You walk inside, every wall will have Swami's picture. Every patient that gets admitted, you put vibhuti on their forehead, you put vibhuti on their chest. You tell the parents, pray to Swami for a speedy recovery. The full hospital is full of faith in Swami. Even patients, as they come to you, they'll start and end every sentence with Sairam. They'll say, Sairam Daggu Sairam, Sairam Jwaram Sairam. Essentially, Sairam cough Sairam, Sairam fever Sairam. They come to you, they come to the hospital, not because of the faith that they have in the doctors there, but that the faith that they have in Swami. No matter what treatment they get, however they are seen, they are full of that faith and that love for Swami. It's such a wonderful experience being able to work in a place where you truly feel that you are not the doer, but it's truly Swami who is the doer. And you feel so blessed to be given an opportunity to be his instrument. Not just in Puttaparthi, but in places as remote as Haiti, Mozambique, tribal parts of India, Swami has told me to expand my heart. While visiting these places, you see that Swami's love has no boundaries. Swami's love has touched all people, big and small. We might feel that, sometimes when we do service activities, we feel that we are the ones that are helping somebody in need. But what I have come to experience is Swami is looking after each and every person. Every meal that they, breakfast, lunch, dinner, each and every person's health. We might be given an opportunity to provide that meal to them or to give them medicines for 1 week. But it's Swami's responsibility, and he's taking care of each and every person each and every single day. What a great opportunity it is for us when we have that chance to experience that love, that interconnectedness with other people. And it really helps expand our hearts when we have these experiences. Back in the US, I try to hold on to Swami at work. Here at hospitals, we have a alerting system called codes. So if you have a code red, it might mean that there's a fire someplace. If you have a code blue, that you have a patient in cardiopulmonary arrest, that their heart and lungs have stopped working. So you alert the necessary team to come and help you. So I came up with my own code as I was in residency. It was called Code Orange. And you can imagine who I was trying to alert. So in any difficult situation, I would call my Code Orange, and that would be my alerting system for Swami to come help. One situation was when I was a senior resident. We had a 10-year-old patient who had recently received a heart transplant. She was actually doing pretty well and was ready to go home that day. And all of a sudden, her lungs started filling up with fluid. And we weren't sure why this was happening. We had tried different medications, they weren't helping. We ended up having to transfer to the ICU. I had called my Code Orange, So despite everything that was being done, her oxygen levels continued to drop, even her being on a ventilator. So I remember after we had turned over the care, I had other responsibilities and other patients that I had to move on to. And I remember seeing the parents in the hallway, and I had looked at the time, so I had seen it was 3:15. But I had just told them, I'm praying for her. We're just shocked, not sure, what was going on, why it was going on. But I just told them, I'm just praying for her. So I had to leave and go on with my other responsibilities. And the next day I show up, and I had spoken to one of my colleagues who was in the ICU, and I asked her about how this patient was doing. And she was like, oh, she's doing so much better. We took her off the ventilator. She was doing fine. So I was kind of curious, what was going on and how quickly she deteriorated and how quickly she improved, was difficult to make sense. So we have a way of looking back and we can see all the vital signs. If they're in the ICU, you can see them time by time. And I had looked back, and exactly because I had looked at the clock, exactly at 3:15, you can see the oxygen saturations had dropped to about 40-50%. And right at that time, it started climbing. 60%, 70%, 80%, over 90%. And she had improved to a point that they were able to take her off the ventilator. So you can see, when you pray for somebody with a pure heart, Swami does respond. I've called my Code Orange many times now. It's how I feel Swami, with me, especially during difficult times. I feel him always helping, keeping me calm, giving me clarity to work through any situation. In summary, what I've come to realize is that faith is stronger than medicine. He is the divine doer and is taking care of everyone. We should just allow Swami to work through us by remembering him. All we have to do is call out to him in our hearts, whether it's Code Orange or any other call, he'll definitely respond. If you ask me what I can say about the words love in action, I would have to refer to an example given to me by my Balvikas teacher, my SSC teacher, that has stuck with me. In the boiling waters of society, we should not be hard like a carrot that becomes very soft by the surroundings, nor should we be soft like an egg that becomes hard from the boiling water. We should be like the coffee bean that remains unchanged in nature, but spreads its essence to all that it touches. Swami, with his love, has made us all coffee beans and has empowered us to spread his love to the entire world. Can we rise to the challenge? Jai Sai Ram.
What a beautiful reminder that Swami doesn't call the qualified, he qualifies the call. I think we should all implement Code Orange in our lives moving forward. And a final thank you once again to all our Love in Action speakers, Sister Norma, Sister Radha, Sister Supriya. So last announcement, Our next item here will be the devotional singing, and I'll ask the bhajan group to go straight into the food prayer once the last bhajan is sung. And a reminder for everybody to come back at 6:40 sharp, because there's a beautiful cultural program that the young adults have been working on very tirelessly, and they've put in a lot of work. And we also want to get people home, because the host families need to take you guys back or take us all back and come back here in the morning. So we want to start on time, finish on time, and reach home safely. So thank you, and we now go into the devotional singing. Thank you, and Sairam.
Come, O Lord, come, O Son. Sai Brahma. Sai Vasevi Vidyamari, donde florezca Dharma Shanti Prema. Vasevi Vidyamari, donde florezca Dharma Shanti Prema. Om Shiva Satya Sai Baila. Baila en mi corazón, baila en mi corazón, baila en mi corazón, baila en mi corazón, baila en mi corazón tu cósmica danza, baila en mi corazón tu cósmica danza. Raining Sai Brahma, Vasevi Vidyamari, donde florezca Dharma Shanti Prema. Vasevi Vidyamari, donde florezca Dharma Shanti Prema. Om Shiva Satya Sai Baila, baila en mi corazón. Baila en mi corazón, baila en mi corazón, baila en mi corazón, baila en mi corazón tu cósmica danza, baila en mi corazón tu cósmica danza, Sai Brahma.
विठ्ठल विठ्ठल हरी विठ्ठला विठ्ठल विठ्ठल हरी विठ्ठला विठ्ठल विठ्ठल नाम भजो हरी विठ्ठला विठ्ठल विठ्ठल नाम भजो हरी विठ्ठला पांडुरंग विठ्ठला विठ्ठल विठ्ठल नाम पांडुरंग विठ्ठला विठ्ठल विठ्ठल नाम विठ्ठल विठ्ठल नाम भजो हरी विठ्ठला विठ्ठल विठ्ठल नाम भजो हरी विठ्ठला विठ्ठल विठ्ठल हरी विठ्ठला जय विठ्ठल विठ्ठल साई विठ्ठला विठ्ठल विठ्ठल हरी विठ्ठला विठ्ठल विठ्ठल नाम भजो हरी विठ्ठला पांडुरंग विठ्ठला विठ्ठल विठ्ठल नाम विठ्ठल विठ्ठल नाम भजो हरी विठ्ठला विठ्ठल विठ्ठल हरी विठ्ठला जय विठ्ठल विठ्ठल साई विठ्ठला विठ्ठल विठ्ठल हरी विठ्ठला विठ्ठल विठ्ठल नाम भजो हरी विठ्ठला प्रभु रामचंद्र के दूता हनुमंता आंजनेया रामचंद्र के दूता हनुमंता आंजनेया प्रभु रामचंद्र के दूता हनुमंता आंजनेया
कर्मसमाधिना अहं वैश्वानरो भूत्वा प्राणिनां देहमाश्रितः प्राणापानसमायुक्तः पचाम्यन्नं चतुर्विधम् शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
Sai Ram. I would just like to request those who are participating in the cultural program to please go ahead and eat dinner first so that you can get ready for the cultural program. Sai Ram.